is the Celebrity Authority Show. Please welcome Mr. Abhijit Sansgiri with our host, Mr. Sam Cawthorn.
Guys, I'm super excited today and welcome again to the show. I'm really excited to have you here in the studio, Abhijit. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, look, you talk about risk and de-risk. Tell us a little bit more about what do you mean by that?
Risk is something which can go wrong. It can go wrong anytime, anywhere. In this volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous world where everything is so uncertain, the need for being de-risked is never so critical, urgent or important. So my philosophy or the message which I want to say is be on top of risks to prevent yourself from being disrupted. There's so many disruptions. You need to ensure that you don't get disrupted in the process. So I have a simple message, and I have with my experience of over 30 years in speaking on this subject at various places all around the country, I have spread the message that be prepared, be risk ready to be risk proof.
Yeah. Look, I'd love to deep dive into that in a moment, but what I'd like to first of all hear is more about your own journey. You're saying you've been 30 years specifically in this, but where did you grow up? And tell us a little bit more about your story and your journey towards being passionate about this topic.
So I have been from Bombay all along, and I have been studying this topic right from my college days. Wherever there's something which I used to do, I used to go with the flow. With as less information as I had, I was always reacting on instinct, and that was not possibly the best possible course of action to take. And when I was making some mistakes and learning from it, I realized that one needs to have the right inputs in place so as to take an informed decision. So that's where my journey on introspecting myself and then finding out what is the root cause of all these issues, that I really found out that one needs to know what's the probability and the impact of any activity which is happening and what it can go wrong. So it's simply basic understanding before you do anything, what is your worst case scenario, and if you are prepared to handle the worst case scenario, then you just go ahead.
So do you have any specific story or any journey that you had to really come to that crossroads in your life where you're thinking, okay, there's a big risk that I'm about to take, or how do I de-risk this particular situation? Why don't you share with us a little bit more about a moment in your life where that was a pivotal decision that you needed to make?
So all along, I as I said, I took the decisions by gut. So when I was schooling, the choice of my education, whether to go in for commerce, was again decided by somebody who did an aptitude test. Again, then with the flow, when you took commerce, people were going in for chartered accountancy or law, so that's where I went with the flow. When I got married, again it was the girl I liked, the first girl I liked, I got married to her. So it's all along I've been going in life with the flow. So maybe when I had my first kid, I seriously was just not prepared to handle him financially. So that's where I really started thinking, and maybe I need to plan what I do. And that's where I said I should be prepared for any contingencies or eventualities, and that's what risk is all about. So that was the first stage when I decided to do things in a more structured manner. I think we all do things in a very unstructured manner. All of us know what risks are, but nobody approaches that in a very formal, structured manner. So my simple message is put a structure into everything you're doing, and that's what is anticipating the risks and being ready to solve them, so you're not caught napping or you're not unprepared when that happens.
So if there is someone out there who's actually navigating a new season in their life, such as about to get married or even having a kid, like you said, what would you say to them for them to think, okay, you're telling us now to be more structured.
Yes.
You know, like how can I be more structured? Do you have a formula or something that you can help us and everyone really out there to start preparing, as you say, for those moments of uncertainty in our world?
So first is when you are going through any activity, I think what you need to know is understand what can be the worst case scenario if you're doing it. And if in that worst case scenario you are prepared, so what technically we call it as our risk appetite or risk tolerance, if you can be comfortable with the worst case scenario, then you go ahead with the decision. So it could be any decision, it could be a financial decision, it could be a personal decision, anything can go wrong, as I said, anywhere, every time. You just need to be prepared so that when it happens, you're not taken aback and you can handle it in the most informed manner.
So it's about being really prepared for a worst case scenario.
Yes, that's put it very simply.
Yeah.
But it has a simple step-by-step formula.
Are we allowed to know some of these step by step?
So one is identify the risks. So it's brainstorming to understand the context, the background in which a certain issue is happening.
Yeah.
So you holistically write down the entire scenario. So we call that a risk register or a risk library or a risk universe. So having identified that, we evaluate and assess it, give it an order of importance into what is high risk or a medium risk or a low risk. So you tackle the high risks first because you have limited time, you have limited budgets to handle all risks. So something which can be really disruptive is what you tackle first. So having done that, then you keep on monitoring it, because something which is a risk at a particular point of time may not happen again, but something new can come up. So it's the futuristic risks or the emerging risks which you are just not anticipated or you're not prepared for it. That's what you should do. And at every stage, I think there's a learning, unlearning and a relearning process of that, which you should continuously keep on doing. So that's a 4-step formula which one should adopt for handling these risks.
Yeah.
So there are templates, there are blueprints in place how you go about this. So it's I've been speaking on this for the last 30 years. I've been spoken almost at about 500 plus seminars all over the country, maybe more than 20,000 participants all over. And those structures or formulas what we have in place is simply we just say it's sharing. People have to be risk ready so that they stay risk free.
So then, look, with so much that you've done, and look, again, congratulations, I think we all got so much from that. You've already achieved so much. What's next? What's next for you as you continue to get this message out there, you continue to make a difference? Do you have a book inside? Like, share with us a little bit more about what's next for you.
So what I did was post reaching out a lot of people locally. I wanted to spread this message around across the world. So one is I looked at LinkedIn as an obvious way where I could spread my message.
Yeah.
So I blog on this subject, and as a specific hashtag which I use, risk de-risk, which is
risk de-risk. Yeah.
So every risk needs to be de-risked. So
good.
I've been using this as a hashtag, and I've been posting this for the last one year plus, and I've posted in the last about 400 days about 200 plus blogs on this subject. So anything,
awesome.
Anything and everything could be a risk. So it's I can just see risks anywhere. So and I've had in just about a year I have about 8,000 followers on following me on my post, maybe in about 40 plus countries. So I want to take it much further ahead, maybe reach about 100 countries and maybe about 20,000 followers in a year's time. And I'm planning to write a book on this, which would be a compilation of all my experiences. And when I reach about 10,000 followers and I get all the feedback from them, my book should be out somewhere in the month of June 20.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is really, really good. Hey, just another very, very quick question, just in and around for you. Like, I work via a philosophy of a third space. It's something that recharges me. You know, with someone like you, you're out there, you're helping so many people, you've got your own practice, you're making a difference, etc. What do you do for you to recharge yourself so you can operate at the level that you operate in? Like, do you have a third space? Do you do something for you? Do you like going for a swim or going for a nice walk? Do you like watching a movie or reading a book? Well, what do you do for you to recharge yourself to operate at the level that you're operating at?
So one is when I take a complete break, I'm with my family. I spend as much quality time as I can with them.
And you got one son or?
I have two sons.
Two sons.
One is studying abroad and one is staying with me.
Okay.
So the other thing which I do is I'm an avid currency collector. So I have currencies of each and every country in the world, more than about 210 countries. Some
Really?
countries, I also, when I collected it, I never knew the countries existed.
So physical currency.
Physical currency of each country and practically every denomination. And I started collecting this for my own country, and I have countries of each and every denomination here, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee, of each and every governor which is signed, and each and every year of that print. So it's a huge collection. It's a collector's dream too, and I'm just it keeps on adding every year. So that keeps me busy for the rest of the time.
Wow, that is amazing. Look, Abhijit, thank you so much for joining us here
Thank you.
on the Celebrity Authority Show. But look, just before you go, I have a challenge. And the challenge is 10 questions in 60-second challenge. So Abhijit, do you accept the challenge?
Yes.
All right, Abhishek, your time starts now. Favourite colour?
Red.
Favourite food?
Prawns pulao.
Bronze palau. Favourite celebrity?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Favourite actor?
Shah Rukh Khan.
Favourite professional speaker?
Sam Cawthorn.
Oh, thank you. Favourite book?
Bounce Forward.
Oh, thank you. Favourite movie?
Bazigar.
What's that movie?
Bazigar.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie. Favourite city?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Favourite drink?
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Favourite pizza topping?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. And Abhishek, if you could be an animal, which animal would you be?
Dog.
Why a dog?
I'm a dog lover. I think dogs, the love which they shower on you, I don't think even the family would love you so much.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on the Celebrity Authority Show. Well done.